Give me a moment to share this in my little groups. I need to stop calling it little groups. But I just got something exciting I want to talk to you about. All right, there we go. All right, guys, just really quick, I want to talk to you. I'm very, 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 very excited. So I want to talk to you about some exciting announcements regarding the Spiritual Life Center and inner growth as well. It's just amazing what's happening and what we're feeling, what we're experiencing, what God is doing, what we are doing alongside of God and with the God within us, because we are partakers of the divine, which means we're in partnership with the divine. The scripture says partakers of the divine, or partakers with the divine. So we're in divine partnership with God, and God is doing some pretty amazing things. So again, I'm only going to be with you about 7 to 10 minutes or less. So let's get right into this, because I am super, 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 super excited. All right. So this coming Sunday, well, first of all, I want to tell you what's happening at the Spiritual Life Center. We're going through some major shifts, which is a great thing. But if you don't know about the Spiritual Life Center, you probably do. The Spiritual Life Center is a church. It is a church, but it's also conscious. We focus on Christ's consciousness. We're talking about being more like Christ, having the mind of Christ, having the behavior of Christ, okay, and so forth. But we are a church, but conscious. We honor Jesus and we honor Christ. We honor Christ's consciousness, not as some type of religious boundary, but as a way of being, as love embodied, truth lived, and God expressed through humanity. So what we are, this is what I like to call conscious Christianity, rooted in the teachings of Jesus, centered on love, inclusion, and justice, free from fear, shame, and exclusion, welcoming to seekers, to believers, to questioners, and to thinkers. But listen, I am so, so excited, because on tomorrow, and I mean, I am genuinely excited, tomorrow marks a shift for the Spiritual Life Center. So it's something I'm looking forward to. Tomorrow, our time shifts. This is gonna be our first 2:30 p.m. service. That's right. Starting tomorrow, our services will begin at 2:30 p.m. And that's not all. We've made a powerful adjustment to our Sundays. So our Sunday structure now goes something like this, all right? Although our worship service begins at 2:30, we want to invite you to join us for a 1 p.m. session as well. And we simply call that 1 p.m. session Inner Growth, okay? This is primarily facilitated by Apostle Wayne Clapp. Of course, this Sunday, Apostle Sonia Melton will be our main teacher for the 1 p.m. session. All right. So I want you to think about it this way. What is this 1 p.m. session? Okay. Your worship service starts at 2:30. What is the 1 p.m. session all about? Well, let's talk about that. So I want you to think of the 1 p.m. session kind of like our Sunday school. That's the session where you can dialogue, ask questions, have discussions. No questions or comments are off limit. It's where we expand together. It's similar, again, to the old days when we had Sunday school at 9 a.m. You remember that? And then we stayed and we had our worship service at 11. So it's the same thing, but except it's starting at 1, and then the worship service starts at 2:30. So, but that particular inner growth session is where we grow together. Then immediately following inner growth, we're going to move directly into our worship service. So now, let me say this. Although the official time says 2:30 p.m., will actually begin as soon as the 1 p.m. session wraps up. So be aware, that could be anywhere from 2 o'clock to 2:30. So if you come at 1, you're here for the whole flow. You're here for the full flow. So I would encourage you to come to the 1 p.m. session as well. Then after, excited about this as well, and we'll be doing this every first Sunday, what I'm getting ready to talk about. But after our afternoon service, after the 2:30 service, we will have what we call a love feast. What is that? Lots of food, drinks, and fellowship, and it's open to everybody. All right. And this will again happen every first Sunday of the month after service, what we call our love feast. Again, it's food, drinks, fellowship, laughter, and community. And again, it's open to everyone. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the month of March, which is Women's History Month. Okay, so March is Women's History Month, and I'm excited about that because we are going to be making history as various apostolic and prophetic feminine voices bring us messages of hope, love, encouragement, and power. Now, I, from a masculine voice, will be opening up the month, and I'll be giving a message of honor, of empowerment, celebrating our beautiful women of virtue and strength. Also, I'm going to bring correction to, and this I think this needs to come from a masculine energy. I'm going to bring correction to the patriarchy and correction to some of our brothers that have improperly misplaced women, putting them in their wrong place, which is beneath the man, when that's not where they belong. But we'll talk about that on tomorrow. But we're going to put women back in their rightful place prophetically as we speak on tomorrow. Throughout the month, also, you're going to hear other voices that you know, some you don't yet know. So the rest of the month, we're going to make history hearing the vibration of powerful women's voices. You'll hear some voices you've heard before and some you haven't, such as the wonderful and the beautiful Apostle Joy McCrae. She's going to be there, I think, on the third Sunday, and we have some other feminine voices that you will hear the vibration of their powerful voices that's going to shift us in Women's History Month. I think the second Sunday, I believe, we have Apostle Beverly. I probably shouldn't say that yet. I need to confirm with her to make sure. I'll leave that. But we're going to end on the fifth Sunday with our oldest member and mother of our church, Mother Rebecca Boisser. She's affectionately known as Mother Becky. All right. She is literally history of this church in real time. All right. So back to our 2:30 service, and I'm almost done. The beauty of the service is this. Let me say this. This 2:30 time is absolutely intentional. It provides a lot of things. If you attend another ministry in the morning and you want to visit, you can. If you just need to sleep in and rest, you can. If mornings aren't your best time, this is your space. Sleep in, have lunch, serve at your home church earlier if you're committed there, and still come fellowship with us. Isn't that awesome? So we've created space for all people. Now, our gatherings are about 90 minutes long, and it's 90 minutes filled with joy, connection, inclusiveness, creativity, authentic worship, and the felt presence of God. Now, the last thing in my last minute here that makes me really, really, really happy here, and this is just the beginning of what's happening in 2026 at the Spiritual Life Center. We're building something absolutely beautiful, a Christ-conscious and a Christ-centered community that's rooted in love. And if you've been looking for a place to serve, we're looking for you. Okay, let me tell you some of the things we're looking for. We're looking for gifted singers, greeters, musicians, bass player, lead guitar players, sax players, trumpet players, violinists, or instrumentalists of any kind. We're also, watch this, guys, we're looking for poets, playwrights, liturgical dancers, and other creative dance performers, because we're going to make all of this a part of the Spiritual Life Center experience. We need outreach coordinators, And most of all, we're looking for people who are hungry for Christ-based truth and deeper connection. Now, I want to share this with you, and I got to get off of here. We're also, and this is kind of a preview of what's coming, but I'm so excited, I want to share it now. We're also building something called The Table. The Table is going to be a weekly community meal for Greensboro, okay? And it's going to grow towards daily meals as support increases. All right. So listen, I don't just carry a vision for church services, but for the community, for feeding people. All right. I see a table, not a program. I see a table where everyone eats. So for this, we're going to need food donations, servers, cooks, people who can help us spread the word. This, my friends, is Christ with skin on. This is Christ with skin on. This is love made practical. So if you feel called to serve, create, cook, organize, or lead, this is your place. Listen, I'm excited. We're excited. We're expanding, and we would love for you to be a part of it. Again, this Sunday, our service time switches, and we start at 2:30 p.m. But if you can, get there for the 1 p.m. session, which is similar to our Sunday school session. And the reason why I say you need to come early is because as soon as our 1 p.m. session ends, we're going right into the 2:30 p.m. worship service or the worship gathering, regardless of what time it is. So if we finish our inner growth session that starts at 1, if we finish that at 2 o'clock, then we're going to be starting our morning worship at 2:05. So make sure that you get there early. Even though the scheduled time is for 2:30, we're starting immediately after our inner growth session. All right. And remember, again, this Sunday is our love feast. So come prepared to eat, fellowship, laugh, have a good time right after the afternoon service. God bless you, and I will see you on Sunday. Bye-bye. God bless. And I didn't mean to say goodbye because I always say never goodbye. See you later. So I'll see you later. See you tomorrow on Sunday.